Alright, he had 2 engines on the head end. I missed it. My phone, I had a guy on the phone with me. He didn't hang up. I couldn't get my phone to hang up, so the camera didn't work. Southbound are coming out of Greenwood going to Atlanta. Got the cement cars. I think those go to Texas to fill up. All those covered hoppers are cement and they're empty. I take Miles corn syrup. They write that on the car, so I know what that is. Alright, we got empty grainer. It's going out west to the grain fields to fill up. New York Central CSXT gondolas. They look like they're loaded. I don't know what they got in them, but they're all loaded. HPTX high-side gondolas. They're empty. Got one going home for a repair, MOCX covered hopper. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, CSX Blue Ridge hat. They are rebuilding 40 miles of messed up railroad track because of that hurricane up North Carolina. Alright, I gotta go. Our train to Red Street. I don't know if you can hear them. They blew at Red Street and they're still pulling. That means that's a big heavy train that's still trying to pull the back half up the hill. They're not in dynamic brakes yet. The locomotive's on this side of the hill going downhill, but he's got a big long train. Because otherwise he'd be in dynamic brakes by now. Once you get all this train over the hill and it's all going down the hill, he'll start slowing it down with dynamic brakes. Sounds like he's idling back now. I'm going to pause it till I see more. Sounds like he's pretty close. He blew his horn again. I don't know what for, but it sounds like he's about ready to come around the corner. There he comes. 3 engines on the head end of it. Let me shrink this down and take the shake out of it, y'all. And I can't really see it because the sun's shining off my beard. Alright, I'm going to step back from the tracks for him. Alright, he's rolling down here. He's got dynamic brakes on. That's what all the whiny noise is that fan going off to cool the brake grids. Thank you. Blowing the horn at us, y'all. Seeing a lot more SC-70s now. Mixed freight here, auto racks and all kinds of cars go on this train. They look like they're loaded, but I can't tell where they got this. Got pickup trucks and vans and stuff in there. I got a glimpse of a pickup truck, but they haul both of them for that type of car. Alright, got some steel wheels going back to be remanufactured. Heavy duty flat car. The press center. Well, the press center wasn't too heavy duty. It only had 2 trucks on it, so it can't carry no more than a regular boxcar tank car. Greenwood crew coming home. They've probably been on hours, about 8 or 10 hours coming out of Atlanta to get here. Sheetrock on that one. Some more auto wreck. These are loaded too. Cement hoppers here, and they're loaded. Trainers, and they're loaded. Got a load of steel right here, railroad track. Those might be to put switches together and stuff, I don't know. More sheetrock to look like. Thornburg and Western. Chicago Northwestern box car. Alright, blew in the train device on that one. They're going home to Greenwood to go see the wives and the kids and go home get a good night's sleep. Greenwood crew coming home from Atlanta. Alright, y'all have fun. I sure am. Thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of quiet. I've been down here about 2 hours. I hear one coming in that way. I don't know if you can hear anything, but he's pulling the hill coming up to Abbeville. I'm going to go down here and check the signal out. I can see the one on the side and over there, but the one on the main line is behind the trees, so I got to about walk out into the ballast on the side of the track so I can get that signal, see what it looks like. Alright, so he's going to pull in and stop. He's got a red signal down on the main line and the side. So I assume he's going to have a train meet tonight. We'll find out. I mean, the dispatcher could clear a signal up when he comes on in here, but right now the dispatcher hasn't done that yet. Dispatcher's down in Jacksonville, Florida. I think they do all the tracks for CSX. Alright, I'll get more when it gets closer. Alright. He's over there blowing the horn, which means he's probably up by Prisman by now. But he ain't gotten here yet. I'll get more when it gets closer. Alright, he's at Red Street now. He'll be coming down the hill. Down around the corner and then heading straight to us. I don't know what track he'll be on. He's moving slow because he's got to stop down here. That's why he's so long on the horn blast. He's got to start at the sign, do 2 bongs, a short and a long, and hold it long till he crosses the road. So it's taking him a long time to cross across the road. That's why his blast is so long. Alright, I'll get him when he gets closer. Look like we got a little light down there from the locomotive coming down the hill. Headlight to your left is on the Abbeville switcher. You'll see that on the earlier video I took today. This is our freight train. He's coming down the hill. Looks like he's on the main line, but I don't know right now. And you can see the gondola on the last car on the string of cars that's sitting on the Abbeville switcher. Hard to tell what track it's on, but it looks like he's on the siding. So we're gonna have a train come through, I bet. Well, I'm going to step back a little bit from the tracks anyway. So we're going to get 2 trains tonight. It's almost 11 o'clock. I've been down here since about 10 o'clock. So I've been down here about an hour. I had to refigure my time. I thought I was down here a little bit longer than that earlier. Locomotive 750. CW40AC, I think. I've been talking with the conductor on this train. He's telling me there is another one coming. He's got the coal train, so I was talking to him about coal stuff. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, 7:44 on a Friday morning. The Abbeville switcher crew is here in the office. Abbeville switcher sitting down there on the side. Red over red on the main line and the sides north end of Abbeville. So I don't see any train activity right now, but the Abbeville switcher will be leaving out this morning. Alright, thank you. Alright, we got the work crew going to work. Go get their train. They're going to pull it to Greenwood, I'm sure, and change out cars, take these back to Greenwood, pick up some new cars, and come back here. Alright, thank y'all. I'll get them when they leave. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm walking back down to the depot, yeah. The Abbeville switch is rolling out now. I had to go uptown and use the bathroom. Abbeville switcher. Rolling out, you have to stop and line the switches and restore the derail. Wait for the conductor and then they'll take off to Greenwood, y'all. Alright, those are grain cars. They come unload at the silo over past Elberton on down into Georgia. Alright, these stopped. I'll get more when I get closer. Alright, I'll get more. Looks like he's shoving backwards. He's probably going to go pick his conductor up. He's got the switch lined and got the derail distorted. He's on the side and shoving south. ES40 DC. So it's 4,000 horsepower DC locomotive. I don't know what ES stands for. Extra sticky traction, I don't know. Alright, he's got his artificial ditch lights on this one. Well, they're not artificial, they're temporary. They're magnetic mount and they plug into the red socket up there to get their power. I'll get more when it gets rolling. Alright, got clear, medium clear signal on the main, on the siding over there. Red over green is medium clear. Let me zoom you in on it. There it is right there. I can't see it hardly. I hear him discharging the air brakes. I can hear the air blowing out. He's rolling down the hill now. He ain't got to do too much pulling. Probably let it roll up to speed and then put on dynamic brakes, because he's got to keep it down to 35. Abbeville switcher rolling to Greenwood. Northbound. Engineer's got his back to us, so he's not waving. Going out on the main line, got medium clear signal. Red over green, red over green over red, both medium clears. He's got grainers on here. They're all empty now. Going back to Maxwell Yard, be put on the train to be carried back to fill them up. Blue EOT. Alright, he has to go like 10 or 15 miles an hour until he clears that signal. As he entered the track without a signal, so he doesn't know what track conditions are. See, when he gets up and gets a signal, he knows what track conditions are. I mean, even though he could see the whole way down, and he had a stop signal, he couldn't go too fast, but he still can't go too fast. Alright, going to Greenwood. He'll be back in a little while. Alright, thank you. God bless y'all. Have fun. The reason I say God bless y'all is because America is one nation under God, and we need to be remembering that. Our God looks out over America, and He looks out over our people. That's why we don't lose wars. Well, we started to losing wars because we turned our back on God. But all the wars that we created, we won. Every time we were attacked, we won. Now, why did the North win over the South? Because the North was freeing the slaves. The South was wrong about that. So when the North did right, God was on their side. When they were doing evil, the South was winning the war. So God was on our side back then. Alright. And the slaves over here, because we are the nation of Israel, and they are Israelites. They are part of the Jews that left from Jerusalem back when Jerusalem was under attack. And God cursed them because they went down into Ethiopia and Egypt trying to flee from their enemies. Instead of resorting to God, they're supposed to be God's people. You always stand up for God, and God will stand up for you. But these people took a curse because they disobeyed God. And if you read your Bible, you would know about that. It's in the book of Jeremiah in the King James Bible. And you gotta have a King James Bible. You gotta have a church that doesn't disobey God. If you got an IRS 501c3 church, it's the one that took God's authority away and gave it to a Luciferian controlled government. Alright, straighten out America. Thank y'all.